UFC 328 is this Saturday, taking place at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. We have Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Khamzat Chimaev is the current middleweight title holder. He is the champion. That will be taking place in the main event. In the co-main event, we have the current champion, Joshua Van, versus challenger Tatsuro Taira. This is all taking place this Saturday. I am bringing you guys my official predictions for this entire card. This card is absolutely stacked. I am so excited for this card. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a blast. And man, a little sneak peek, I think I'm taking Khamzat Chimaev in this main event. So let's get right into these predictions, guys. No time to waste. Let's start out here with the first fight of the night. Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. Clayton Carpenter is a bum, and Jose Ochoa is going to win. Nah. I mean, Jose Ochoa is actually really good, and Clayton Carpenter is not a bum, but I just don't think that he's that good. I don't think he's as good as Jose Ochoa. Ochoa is a nasty striker, especially for flyweight. The amount of knockouts that he has at his weight class, I'm pretty sure he has almost all of his wins. Yeah, 7 of his 8 wins are by knockout. I think he's going to get it done in this one. He's a surging contender. Clayton Carpenter, I think, is also new to the game, 29 versus a 27-year-old, I want to say. Yeah, Jose Ochoa is 25, actually. So he's definitely a surging prospect. He's the favorite in this fight. I'm going to go with Jose Ochoa to win by knockout. Is my official pick for this fight. Moving up, Baisengor Susurkaev versus Djordin Santos. The Apex Warrior himself, Djordin Santos, is unfortunately being used as a stepping stone for Bangor Susurkaev. No, Baisengor. I'm going to keep messing that up. I think Baisengor Susurkaev is going to win this one by knockout. He is way too much of a favorite, though, I will say. Minus 650 is fucking insane. But I do think he's going to win by knockout. He is a fun prospect that's being pushed. I know the UFC wants him to win. And why do I think that he's going to win by knockout? Am I confusing him with somebody else? No, this guy... Am I tweaking? I'm looking at Djordin Santos' Tapology right now. Oh my god. Yeah, no, Susurkaev knocks everybody out. Yeah, he's a knockout guy. And I think he's going to win this by knockout. Djordin Santos is kind of slow and plotty at the middleweight limit of 185. And I really do think, especially considering Susurkaev has a pretty significant reach advantage of 4 inches, he's going to be able to touch Santos up. He's going to be faster. He's going to be more explosive and hit a little bit harder. He'll probably get this done by a round 1, probably a round 2 knockout if I had to guess. Sorry to Djordin Santos. You're done, buddy. We got Pat Sabatini versus William Gomis. This is a classic striker versus grappler matchup. And I think I'm going to go with Pat Sabatini to get it done by either a decision or a submission. William Gomis is good. William Gomis is a really technical striker. He is really crisp on the feet, great with his hands, great with his kicks. The problem is, my issue with William Gomis is this man has no knockouts in the UFC. And I don't think that you're going to beat Pat Sabatini in a 3-round fight without some sort of pop, some way to make him respect keeping distance. In order to keep distance with Sabatini, you need to have a little bit of pop. I don't think Gomis has enough pop in his hands in order to keep him at distance and keep him away from getting a takedown on him and getting him to the ground. I mean, I could see Pat Sabatini getting this to the ground in 2 of the 3 rounds, and if that's going to happen, he's going to win. Because he's going to do damage on the ground. He's going to hold him down the entire time. I don't believe in William Gomis' ability to get up against Pat Sabatini. So that's why I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win via a ground and pound, sort of damage his way through the first 2 rounds. Maybe he starts to slow down and Gomis wins the 3rd. He starts to come back. You think he's maybe going to get a knockout and he just can't get it done. But I do believe that in those first 2 rounds, Sabatini will be able to control the fight on the ground. And I think that's going to be enough for him to get this done. If not, get a submission. maybe in that second round. I could just see it going that way. And I think that Sabatini's going to tire Gomis out throughout this entire fight with his grappling. And that's just how I see it happening. Like, I can't picture this fight really going any other way. So, who knows? Gomis is a big featherweight. Like, this motherfucker's 6 foot tall. Kind of crazy. But he doesn't even really have that much of a reach advantage. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage. So, maybe he keeps the distance. But being this tall, Sabatini's going to have a little bit of a speed advantage, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to getting to Gomis's hips. He's taller. His hips are higher up in the air. I mean, look at this man's build. Like, I just think Sabatini's getting to his hips. He's taking him down. He's going to keep him there or submit him. So I'm picking Sabatini to win. I think officially I'm going to pick him to win by a submission in round 2. So, moving along. Mr. Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. I'm actually very excited for this fight. I think this is going to be a great fight. A very good strikers matchup here. Kopylov, the very technical, powerful kicks. He's great on his feet. Marco Tulio is also a really fun striker. Tulio, though, in watching some film on him, is kind of wild on the feet. He's got that shoot-to-box style, right? He trains out of the same gym as Charles Oliveira. And they all kind of have that similar Muay Thai hook sort of style. But he's just not as clean as somebody like Charles Oliveira. He's very wild with his hooks, lunging in, coming off balance. And I think that Kopylov is going to punish that. This guy's a very technical striker. And in order for him to win fights, he needs you to come to him in a way that he can capitalize on. So when we watched his fight against Paulo Costa, right, the reason he lost that fight to Costa was because Costa does an extremely good job of keeping distance, especially with kicks. And the reason Kopylov lost was because he, number one, couldn't get close to Costa because that's not his game. Like, he's not a pressure sort of fighter. He requires you to come to him, which is exactly what Tulio is going to do. Tulio is somebody who goes on the pressure immediately. And he swings wildly. And Costa doesn't swing wildly. And that's why Costa won that fight. And so I really do believe in the striking of Roman Kopylov in this one to get it done. I just think that he is going to be far more technical on the feet, and that's going to play into his hands. And I think Tulio is just a little bit too... He's just a little bit too wild for my liking. A little bit too wild for me to be able to pick him against someone as technical as Roman Kopylov. Either way, I could also just see Tulio randomly sparking Kopylov out on the feet, and that would be hilarious to get this pick wrong in that way. But I'm picking Kopylov. We're picking Roman Kopylov to get it done over Marco Tulio. But this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Somebody's 14 must go. All right. Kopylov by a decision is my official pick. Let's move on to these prelims. Fucking unk matchup from hell in this one. Good lord. We got Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. And I'm picking Jim Miller to get this one done. On the ground, mainly. Jared Gordon is a striker. And he's tough, but he's old, and we know these old motherfuckers. He's crafty on the feet, but so is Jim Miller. I think Jim Miller is going to get it done on the ground. I mean, Jim Miller, who was his last win against? Who was his last win against? I know he lost to, Chase Hooper. He lost to Chase Hooper in his last fight, but that was purely a grappling match. He lost solely because he got put in a truck for the entirety of round 2, which was hilarious. But I think Jim Miller's going to get this done via crafty unk submission. Jared Gordon's going to do something stupid, stick his neck where he shouldn't, and get guillotined is my pick for this fight. I believe in Jim Miller. I mean, the man is a million years old, and he's 42. He's 42 still getting it done. And he said in his last post-fight interview, he still got 5 in him or something like that. Like, that's crazy. So I think Jim Miller will probably get this done via crafting it up on the feet. I mean, he does have a reach advantage. He's going to poke at Jared Gordon with that jab, probably shoot in for some takedowns, get him to the ground. Hell, Jared Gordon might even shoot in for a takedown, do something stupid. Like I said, he's going to put his neck where he shouldn't, and I think Jim Miller gets it done by a submission in round 1 or 2. Is my official pick. But I'm excited for the Unk matchup, dude. I love when the UFC matches Unks up together. It's so fun. Like, you have a 38-year-old versus a 42-year-old. Why the fuck not? So, let's move on. Grant Dawson, Mateus Rebecki. Another really underrated fight on this card. This is a weird one. Because Grant Dawson is low-key a dog shit striker. Like, he's not good on the feet. And we've seen him get sparked out before in his last fight against Manuel Torres. And, like, he also got KO'd by Bobby Green. I don't love to see that happen, especially considering the just ball of juice and muscle that is Mateus Rebecki. I mean, the guy is like, he gets in the octagon, and when he starts to get pumped up from the fight, like, his shoulders turn into literal bowling balls. So I am very terrified that Grant Dawson's just going to get knocked out in like a minute. However, Grant Dawson's an absurd wrestler and grappler. As I was saying, Dad called me. Had to pick that one up. Sorry about that. So here's my thing, dude. Grant Dawson could very easily just get sparked on the feet, and next thing you know, he's out cold, and Mateus Rebecki is standing over his dead body. However, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Grant Dawson gets it done in the grappling. But this is, again, similar to this fight. This is a grappler versus a striker, except for the fact that Mateus Rebecki... God, I keep fucking that up. Mateus Rebecki could just put Grant Dawson's lights out very easily. Like, he very easily could just spark out Grant Dawson. I'm trying to see, when's the last time he won? Man, okay. Nah, I completely take that back, bro. He's not sparking anybody out. Yeah, he's not winning by like a round 1 KO or some bullshit. I think he's gonna get, if he's losing to Chris Duncan, like, I don't know why, but I just have like this equivalent in my head of like Grant Dawson and Chris Duncan being like the same fighter. I think it's because they look alike, but if you're losing to Chris Duncan, you're not beating Grant Dawson, because I think Grant Dawson's way better than Chris Duncan. So I'm picking what? I'm picking Grant Dawson to win. I'm picking Grant Dawson to win by a submission in round 3. I think he's going to take Rebecki's back, and I think he's going to get him with a rear naked choke. That's my pick. That's what I think is going to happen. So, let's move on. Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov, the Anaconda King, versus, what are we calling this guy? Fucking Conor McGregor. I don't even know. He fights like Conor, kind of. No, that's Mauricio Hufi. Fuck, yellow short matchup. I wonder who actually gets to wear the yellow shorts. I think Joel Alvarez wins this fight pretty easily, if I'm going to be honest. Wow, he's an underdog. That's kind of crazy. I think Joel Alvarez very easily wins this fight on the feet. He's a very talented striker. A very talented striker. Amosov is a very good grappler. There's a lot of grappler versus striker matchups on this card, I'm starting to realize. Like, Sabatini Gomis, Rebecki Grant Dawson, this fight. Do we have any others? I mean, this is kind of one as well. Sean Brady, Joaquin Buckley. This one is as well. This one is as well. Oh, man, this could just be a fucking smudge fest. Now that I'm looking at it, this card could very easily just turn into a smudge fest. That kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So, you know what? Joel Alvarez, very good striker. Amosov, very good grappler. He's got those anaconda chokes, but you know who else has fucking anaconda chokes is Vicente Luque. Joel Alvarez went all 3 rounds with Vicente Luque and beat him. And maybe that's the worst criteria you could ever use to pick a fight, is whether or not they beat Vicente Luque, but you know what? I'm using it anyway. I think Joel Alvarez gets this done by a decision. I'm going to pick him to win a decision because I think that as Amosov starts to slow down in the later rounds, but I could see it going the other way, dude. I could see Amosov slowing Joel Alvarez down with his grappling and subbing him in the late rounds. Oh my God, I don't know. I'm sticking with it. Alvarez by a decision. He does it with the striking. He keeps his distance, and his takedown defense is good enough, and I think he has the ability to get up off of the ground and not get subbed. But goddamn it, if this motherfucker pulls off like a third anaconda choke in a row, like I could also see that happening. Alvarez starts to stand up. He tripods. Amosov moves around to the front headlock position and just rolls under for an anaconda. I could so easily see that happening, but I could also see Alvarez winning a decision. I'm not fence-sitting this anymore. I am picking Alvarez to win by a decision. I'm done talking about this one because I have no fucking clue how it's going to go. I know exactly how this fight is going to go, though. Ateba Gautier is getting a fucking wide-open fast-break layup with three people on the other team down the other end of the court who all just tore their Achilles. Ateba Gautier is going to win by brutal, murderous knockout. And you know what? Maybe he doesn't. Look at these odds, bro. This is another fucking layup for Ateba Gautier. I want to say that this fight was originally scheduled. This fight got canceled or something like that. They were originally supposed to fight. Or am I thinking? I feel like I'm thinking of somebody else. I feel like he was supposed to fight Ozzy Diaz before. Maybe not. Yeah, no, they were supposed to fight back in October. This is a fucking layup, bro. And I will say, we also thought that Pulev was going to be a layup for Ateba Gautier, and he ended up taking him to a decision. So I think regardless, this is even more of a layup, though, than fucking Pulev was. Ozzy Diaz does not have a fucking chance in hell of winning this fight. Like, it's not even close, bro. So, you know what? Again, this is one not even really worth talking about. Ateba Gautier by brutal, murderous knockout in round one, probably a minute and a half into the fight. Ending the prelims off strong. If by some miracle Ozzy Diaz wins or goes to a decision, I don't know what to say. Ateba Gautier, that'd be two in a row. But then it's like, okay, if he goes to a decision and still wins, it's like you're beating cans, you're still winning, but you're just not doing it in impressive fashion. And that is also the issue. Real quick, I want to bring this up because we did see Gautier slow down significantly when he fought Pulev. He slowed down a lot when it got into that late second and into the third round. I don't see that being an issue in this fight, but you never know. So I'm still picking him to win by first round knockout. But you never know. When the odds are this crazy, bro, when they're this crazy, I don't know who to pick sometimes because it's like, it's too obvious. But Gautier should win. Like 99% sure he wins by knockout. Anyway, we're moving along. Bobby Green, King Green versus Jeremy Stephens. Matchup again on the main card. Opening up the main card with some fucking old motherfuckers. Jeremy Stephens is 39. King Green, he is also 39. King Green has not been on a 3-fight win streak since 2020. So that almost leads me to want to pick Jeremy Stephens for that reason alone, but I'm not gonna. I am picking King Green to win. Have I picked... Dude. Outside of this fight, I picked the guy on the left to win every single fight. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. I think King Green wins this fight. He low-key looked good as fuck in his last fight, bro. Who was he fighting? Daniel Zellhuber, who's good. Daniel Zellhuber is an excellent striker. And he looked fucking phenomenal against him. Don't forget, like, Bro, King Green, low-key, the people he's lost to, these are not bad losses at all. Mauricio Hoofy, great fighter. Paddy Pimblett, great fighter. Jalen Turner, Drew Dober, Islam Makhachev, Rafael Fiziev, Thiago Moises, Francisco Trinaldo, Drakkar Klose, not bad. Like, Dustin Poirier, Edson Barboza, Rashid Magomedov. Bobby Green's list of losses are low-key like the most elite fighters that are in this lightweight division. So I can't hate on it, bro. Granted, he gets fucking dominated by them. But I think he dominates Jeremy Stephens in this fight. I think he's about to do the same shit he did to Zell Huber. I think he's going to do that to Jeremy Stephens. Because how tall is Zell Huber? Hold up. I need to look at Zell Huber's height. He's 6'1". Zell Huber's a big-ass lightweight, right? Like, he's tall and lanky. And King Green just stayed on the outside, popped him. You know, he does the fucking popping him, right? And I think he does the same shit to Jeremy Stephens, even easier. Jeremy Stephens is 5'8". 5'8". Not long at all. Pause. Same reach. I think King Green's faster. I think he probably takes damage a little bit better. Don't forget, Jeremy Stephens got some fights in, like, bare-knuckle boxing. That takes a fucking toll on you, bro. King Green's getting this done. Low-key by a knockout. Nah, that's crazy. Decision. King Green decision where he just talks shit and styles on Jeremy Stephens. That's my pick. I think that is 100% guaranteed to happen. I do not see Jeremy Stephens winning this fight unless he sparks King Green, and I don't think that's happening either. Because you're not... Bro, it's one thing to get, like, flush wheel kicked to the temple like Mauricio Hoofy did to him. Jeremy Stephens is not whipping up no fucking spinning wheel kick with, first of all, that amount of accuracy. Second of all, he doesn't have enough power in his hands, especially at the ripe age of 39, to put King Green out with a punch. So mark my words, King Green gets this done by a crafty 30-27. Let's move on to this fight. Potential, not really title implications in this one, but I think the winner of this can start getting back into that. I think the winner of this can move back into title implication picture, if that makes sense, right? Both of these guys lost their last fight. Sean Brady in really, really bad fashion to Michael Morales. Like, knocked out in a minute. He got fucking size mogged, girth mogged, length mogged, bad. Just didn't look like he could do a single thing to Michael Morales on the feet, and then got knocked out at the end of it. Sean Brady's striking is really bad, and his chin is atrocious. This man got TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad. Never forget. That's inexcusable in my opinion. That is entirely inexcusable. Okay, and my initial thinking on this fight, when I first saw this fight, I'm like, all right, Buckley just got dominated in the grappling by Kamaru Usman. Sean Brady is also an elite grappler. He's a very good wrestler. He's a good wrestler. His jiu-jitsu is where he shines. But holy fuck, now that I'm thinking about it, the fact that Sean Brady cannot take a punch, and when I think about how hard Joaquin Buckley hits, bro, I'm really tempted to go with Buck. Go with the Buck. Do not forget that Kamaru Usman is elite. Elite. And man, I want to pick Brady to just dominate him in the grappling, but I have to imagine that after Buckley lost like that, like he lost back in June. He's fighting almost a year later. He's had a year to work on his wrestling. I'm low-key picking. I'm switching my pick. I'm switching my pick live. Live, I'm switching my pick to Buckley by a knockout. And I was originally going to pick Sean Brady to win by a decision, winning in the grappling. But I don't think that's going to happen, bro. I think with how terrible his chin is, I think Buckley's going to catch. You got to remember, this is a 3-round fight. That gives you 3 opportunities to start on the feet. And I don't think that Brady is like this, like Hamzat or Islam style of fighter where he's going to take Buckley down and hold him down for an entire round, first of all. And I think you give Buckley 3 opportunities against the glass chin that is Sean Brady. He's going to land one of his wild hooks right on his temple and just put him down. Like, I really think that that's possible. And if he doesn't do that, I have a feeling he's going to 10-8 Sean Brady in one of these rounds if he doesn't knock him out. My mustache is really itching. Sorry. Buckley by a knockout. Mark my words. I'm changing my pick. I was going to go with Sean Brady to get it done with the grappling, but I just don't think that happens. I don't think that happens. I believe in the Buck. Buckley's one of my favorite fighters, bro. When he went on that run, where he beat, oh man, it started with Vicente Luque, then I watched him beat Ruzi Boyev, then I watched him beat Stephen Thompson, then I watched him beat Colby Covington. I was like, holy fuck, this dude's a demon. And then he got bitched by Kamaru Usman, but I don't think Sean Brady is Kamaru Usman, and I do think that the year-long layoff for Joaquin Buckley to work on his grappling will have probably served him well. So I'm picking Buckley to win by a knockout in round 2. Alexander Volkov, Waldo Cortes Acosta. I want Waldo Cortes Acosta to win. I really do. Because I think that it's way more fun for the heavyweight division. I really do think that it's way more fun. Because he just came out of nowhere. Not came out of nowhere, but like kind of, right? He comes out of nowhere. He's a fun, exciting, young striker. He's fast as fuck on the feet, right? But I don't think he's ready for Alexander Volkov. You have to remember, Alexander Volkov beat Cyril Gane. Don't forget that. Every single person was saying that that was a robbery after that fight. Everybody was like, Alexander Volkov won that fight with his striking and his grappling. He beat Cyril Gane. He beat him, and for some reason, those judges, well, I know why, because Cyril Gane, they needed a new exciting matchup for Tom Aspinall, but Cyril Gane didn't win that fight. Cyril Gane is Waldo Cortes Acosta, but better and faster and stronger and bigger. So I don't think that Acosta is going to be able to do better than Cyril Gane did against Alexander Volkov. I think Volkov, dude, he's 6'7". He's 6'7", and he's lanky. He's tall, bro. No, like Volkov's good. He's a very technical striker, very fast with his 1-2s down the middle. He hits hard. He's not going to knock Acosta out, but I don't think Acosta's going to knock him out. I mean, I don't know if Alexander Volkov has ever lost by knockout outside of maybe one loss. He's got 2 losses by knockout. Those coming, oh man, how long ago was this? Yeah, he lost to Derek Lewis. Oh, that's right. He got knocked out by Derek fucking Lewis in round 3. Yeah, you're not Derek Lewis, buddy. That's not happening. You're not knocking out Alexander Volkov, and I think that's Acosta's only way to win, because I don't think he's going to outpoint Volkov on the feet, and that's what Volkov's best at, especially considering how tall and lanky he is, bro. It's not happening. Volkov's winning this fight by a decision. Mark my words. I just don't think that if you're beating Cyril Gane, I don't think that a slower, less powerful version of Cyril Gane is going to beat Alexander Volkov. Call me crazy. Again, I would love to see it happen, because I think Volkov's fought, bro, he's fought everybody. And Like, I don't want to see him fight Tom Aspinall again. I don't want to see him fight Cyril Gane again. So, like, I think for the sake of the heavyweight division, Waldo winning would be better, and I want to see this happen, but I do think that Volkov is going to win. So, we'll see what happens, though. My official pick is Volkov by a decision. So, let's move on. Fuck. Talk about another fucking striker versus grappler, bro. This is like the epitome of this style of striker versus grappler. Is this fight? Ooh. I really do not know how this fight goes. I'm going to be honest. I do not know how this fight goes. Because on one hand, you have the boxing of Joshua Van. We'll be completely honest. Joshua Van is going to take a fucking steaming dump on Tatsuro Taira's head when it comes to the striking, and Tatsuro Taira is going to take a steaming dump on Joshua Van's head in the grappling. And I think I'm trying not to let my bias get in the way here because I want Joshua Van to win so badly. Like, I would sell an arm and a leg to have Joshua win, guaranteed a victory. Joshua Van guaranteed a win. What the hell am I talking about? Moral of the story, I want Joshua Van to win. But my issue is that I don't think he does. Because Joshua Van, you have to also consider finishing potential in these fights. And when we look at finishing potential, right? If we were to put finishing potential on a scale of 0 to 1, right? Let's give it a percentage. I think on the feet, Joshua Van has like a 30% chance to finish you at any given moment. He just doesn't hit that hard. Like, it took him till round 3 and like at least 200, maybe that's crazy. He landed a fuck ton of strikes on Brandon Royval, right? Like, it took so long, and a perfectly placed shot on an off-balance Brandon Royval to knock him down. Joshua Van does not have the type of power to where he is going to, like, put you out cold. And I think that that's what he would need to do in order to beat Tatsuro Taira in this fight. Now, that being said, we haven't really seen Joshua Van go up against an elite grappler, or have we? I mean, he beat Pantoja, so like, no, I'm kidding. But we really have not seen this guy against an elite grappler. So we don't really know how his takedown defense would stack up against somebody who is really elite in the grappling. And that's what scares me. I believe in the takedown defense of Joshua Van, but I'm not certain in it. Because again, if we go back to this idea of finishing potential, right? Tatsuro Taira, if he gets you to the ground, his finishing potential goes up to like 70%. If he takes your back, it's like 90%. It's like a 90% chance he's choking you out. I simply do not believe there is a world where 5 rounds of this fight goes by and Tatsuro Taira is not able to get on the back of Joshua Van. And you can do all the training in the world that you want on defending your back. But when it comes to actually facing a guy who is so good at getting finishes on your back... Pause. Nah, we're leaning into it. When you go up against a guy who's just elite at finishing on your back, it's a different ballgame. It's a completely different ballgame. It's... Again, you can go up against all the guys in your gym that you want, but you're never actually facing that guy who's going to finish on your back. And that's... that's, I think, where this fight is going to go wrong for Joshua Van, is that he's still young, bro. Like, this motherfucker has, like, a blue belt, maybe a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Taira is going to take his back. It is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'll be very, very impressed if Joshua Van is able to defend Tatsuro Taira from finishing all over him on the back. This is getting ridiculous. Don't detract from my message, though. Tatsuro Taira is an elite back taker. It's going to happen, and I just don't believe that Joshua Van is able to defend that when the time comes. He's not tested enough. He's just not. And I don't have the confidence in Joshua Van that he's going to be able to defend when Tatsuro Taira is on his back, because it's not like he's just going to take his back once. He's probably going to take his back at least 3 out of the 5 rounds. And I don't really care who you are in this UFC. If Tatsuro Taira gets your back 3 times, like I said, there's like a 70% chance of him getting a rear naked choke on you just once. You give him 3 opportunities, I think he's going to get it done. And so I think I'm going to pick Tatsuro Taira to get this done by a submission in like round 2. And this is another one. Actually, no, I did pick this. Like, this is one where, like, I originally was picking Joshua Van because I want Joshua Van to win so bad. Like, I like Tatsuro Taira, but, you know, there's not a whole lot of personality there. And I also think he gets destroyed by Pantoja. So, like, but Joshua Van, he's so fun. He's so young. He's a great boxer. Like, if for some magical miracle Joshua Van can keep this fight on the feet for an extended period of time, he'll win. If this were just a stand-up fight, obviously he wins. But it's not. And I think as soon as this fight goes to the ground, maybe not as soon as, I do think Joshua Van will have like a round of defense in him. But I think the second or third time that Taira gets his back, he's going to submit him. I think this is going to be similar to that, like, when Pantoja beat Kaikara France, where it was like, oh, the dangerous striker, but he gets his back taken and now he's fucked. Like, this, that's exactly how I see this fight going. But the difference between Joshua Van and Kaikara France is Joshua Van has no finishing potential on the feet. So, man, as much as I want Joshua Van to win, I just don't think that he's capable of defending off of his back, or when Taira's on his back, and I think he's going to get finished with Tatsuro Taira on his back. Rear naked choke. Round 2 for Tatsuro Taira is my official pick. But god damn it. See, the MMA gods, bro, they don't reward the type of victory that happened for Joshua Van. A fluke injury, they don't reward that. And it's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As much as I would love to see it happen, it's not happening. Taira gets this one done. He gets this one done. Fuck. Hamza Chimaev is going to lay on top of Sean Strickland for 5 rounds and win the fight 50-45. We've seen this. Let me get nice and comfy down here for this one. We've seen this far too many times. Far too many times have we seen this exact fight play out. Where we have a guy such as Hamza Chimaev against Dricus du Plessis, or we have a guy like Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. Where we have a striker, and this striker is said to have elite takedown defense. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work because you're going against the best grapplers in the sport. And that is exactly what's going to take place on Saturday night in this main event. I've heard far too many people talking about the elite takedown defense of Sean Strickland. And while I do believe that Sean Strickland has a good takedown defense, it doesn't matter. Because Khamzat Chimaev has the best grappling in the entire UFC, if not in UFC history. There is not a world where Khamzat Chimaev gets out-grappled by anyone, let alone Sean fucking Strickland. I don't care how good your defensive wrestling is, Khamzat Chimaev's offensive wrestling is better. And it doesn't matter how many takedowns you stuff, Chimaev will just keep coming. Pause. He's always going to be coming. Pause. And I just don't think that Sean Strickland has the ability to stop Chimaev's takedowns for all 5 rounds. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe the first 3 takedowns he stuffs. And we're like, oh my fucking God. No way. But it's inevitable, bro. It's inevitable. I think Khamzat is going to do exactly what he did against Dricus du Plessis to Sean Strickland. It's going to be the same fight. He's just going to keep taking him down and keep holding him down and grapple fuck him. I've seen this fight play out too many times, and I've gotten my hopes up too many times. And maybe this is the pessimist in me just saying this out loud so that way I end up being wrong, because I would love to be wrong. I would love for Sean Strickland to go out there and somehow fluke a victory over Khamzat Chimaev and just become the greatest defensive wrestler we've ever seen in the sport, and somehow win a decision because he tires Khamzat out and he strikes with him at range for the last 3 rounds because Khamzat's too tired and he can't get his takedown, so he resorts to the striking, and Strickland just pieces him up, lands that jab, lands the teep, lands the occasional right hand that rocks Chimaev, never puts him out, and Sean Strickland has that moment where he gets the belt back and wins it the same way he won it over Izzy, where nobody thought he would win. But I just don't see it happening. I simply don't see a world where that happens. I'm sorry. It's inevitable. It's inevitable that if you fight Khamzat Chimaev, he's going to grapple fuck you. Unless you're Gilbert Burns or Kamaru Usman, 2 guys that have some of the most elite grappling in the entire sport. And I'm sorry, that's just not Sean Strickland. There's a reason Khamzat's what is that? A minus 550? There's a reason he's a minus 550 in this fight. And I think it's for good reason. And so I'm picking Khamzat Chimaev to win this thing by a decision. 50-45. Maybe 49-46. Maybe Strickland steals like the 3rd round. We have a little Khabib-Conor style of fight where, you know, that 3rd round, Strickland comes alive and wins in the striking, and he's able to defend some takedowns, but it's inevitable, bro. It's inevitable that Chimaev gets you down, and it's inevitable that he holds you down. And this is one, like, I'm really excited for the build-up to this, and I'm excited to see how this press conference plays out and whatnot. It's going to be a fun week. But I'm telling you right now, don't get your hopes up for this fight. Do not get your hopes up. It's going to be boring. You have the most boring grappler going up against the most boring striker. Who fucking knows? Sometimes that makes for the most exciting fights. But I'll tell you one thing. Sean Strickland is not winning this fight. Unless hell freezes over, Sean Strickland is losing this fight. And it'll suck to see, but I know it in the bottom of my heart that he's losing this fight. But we'll see. A fight is a fight, and anything can happen in a fight. But my official prediction is a Chimaev decision. So, we'll see on Saturday, dude. We will see on Saturday. It's taking place at 9 p.m., the main card, Newark, New Jersey. Stay tuned for a recap. Watch these fights, and we'll see. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see when I'm right. Just don't forget I'm the best fucking predictor on this goddamn app. Anyway, y'all have a great one. Peace out.